So students, the INICET exam is over and now we are moving towards the very crucial stage between the INICET examination and the NEET PG examination. In this video, I will be discussing what now, what should be the strategy going forward, and what should you be keeping in mind while navigating these 3-4 months. INICET examination is always an eye-opener. Why do I say that? Today, after appearing for the INICET examination, almost 98 to 99% of the students would go to bed feeling unsatisfied, feeling that they could have done better, and feeling angry, frankly, that why did not I put enough efforts. This happen every year, right? The INICET is the first major examination that tells us that my preparation is not up to the mark. I am not doing what I need to do to crack that examination. Perhaps 1 or 2% of students are such that they feel happy, they feel satisfied, they feel they could have they would crack the examination. If you are amongst those 1 or 2% of the students, this video is not even for you. You are on the right track. I hope you get selected. But if you are amongst these 98 to 99% of the students who are feeling sad, who are feeling unhappy, who are feeling dissatisfied today, this video is for you. As I said, this stage between INICET and NEET PG, we know that the NEET PG examination will happen in March, right? So we have got like 4 months. These 4 months are going to be extremely crucial, not only for the result that you get in the NEET PG examination, but by extension for the rest of your life. What specialization are you going to get into? Which college are you going to enter into? All of that is highly dependent on what you do in these 4 months. So this is perhaps one of the most crucial stages of your life. And because it's going to be the most crucial stage of your life, it's very important that you do what is needed to be done. And that brings the question, are you satisfied today? Are you happy with whatever happened in the INICET examination? Or is that you feel that more efforts were required from your side? Are you feeling that you should have spent more hours sitting on the chair in front of the videos doing more questions? And if you had done that today, the things would have been different. If the answer is no, then this is the time to change everything. This is the time to bring significant changes in the way you are preparing, because if you do not make enough changes today, perhaps it would be too late. 100 days or 120 days are not a lot for sure, but they are not less either. 120 days is a significant period of time. If you play your cards properly, if you bring your best foot forward, still a lot can be done in these 120 days. And this is what happens every year. Every year some students do get selected in the INICET examination. The vast majority do not get selected. And out of those perhaps 98 or 99% of students, again 4 months later there would be a small fraction, maybe 5-7%, who would have done good and who would get selected in the NEET PG examination. These 4-5% students are different from the remaining primarily by what they do in these 4 months. So these 4 months are very important. They are very crucial. They're going to have a huge impact, and they are good enough. It's a good enough time. If a thought is coming in your head that now only 4 months are left and I can't do much, whatever has to happen will happen, you cannot be more wrong. We have seen over the years that these 4 months, people who are able to navigate these 4 months or 3 months properly, they end up getting great results. So enough time is there, but if you do not make changes today, perhaps a couple of days later it would be difficult. It would become more and more difficult. So whatever you want to do it today. Another thing is, whenever an exam happens and whenever our eyes are open, we realize that things are not going the way they should. It's a big wake up call for us, and it's a time when we can take major decisions, when we can tell ourselves that enough is enough. Now no more wastage of time. Now no more stupid scrolling of the reels. Now no more stupid watching of videos. Enough of the movies. Now is the time to bring some change. You have got two options going forward, and both the options are difficult. The first option is you continue to spend time on Instagram, you continue to watch reels, you continue to have those shallow laughs, you continue to watch movies, you continue to go to bed feeling dissatisfied. This is what happens, right? When we have not utilized the day properly, we go to bed, and when we are lying on that bed, when we are thinking to ourselves, our mind tells us that what you are doing is not right. Our mind tells us that you wasted the day. Our mind tells us that I could have done something different. And you go to bed feeling dissatisfied. But again, you get up the next day and do the same shallow things. The second option is you stop doing these shallow activities and you start doing things that matter. You start doing things that matter. And doing things that matter requires sacrifice. Watching videos for 5 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours. Solving questions for 4 hours, 5 hours. Studying regularly, studying notes. Spending 10 to 12 hours per day in front of books, in front of academic material is tough. It requires sacrifice. It requires to let go of things that are easier, right? Why do we like scrolling on Instagram? It's easy. Your brain is designed in such a way that it tries to avoid all the cognitive load. So watching Instagram is easy. Watching YouTube is easy. Laughing superficially is easy. Studying is not so easy. It takes a toll on your mind. You have to work hard. You have to sacrifice. You have to endure that pain. But you go to bed with a feeling of satisfaction. Has this not happened to you, my dear students? On days when you have studied for 12 hours or 11 hours, you go to bed, you are tired, but you're feeling happy. You're feeling that I'm doing something good, I'm doing something worthwhile. So both these things are tough. In one of these situations, you are always carrying that feeling of dissatisfaction. The other one brings a lot of pain and sacrifice. Which one is better? At least in one of them, you are moving towards your goal. It's a kind of paradox. And it's more so applicable for medical students. Usually people, when they enjoy, when they watch movies, when they go out on date, they feel that their life is good, they're enjoying. But what happens in our field? When you're studying, when you're working hard, you feel more comfortable. When you're wasting time, you are always frustrated. When you're watching movies, you're always frustrated. It's a paradox. We feel better when we work harder. But that is how we are. At some level in our hearts, we know that what is it that we want to achieve. And if we are not moving in the direction, we feel unsatisfied. The two difficult options will ensure two difficult outcomes. I would not say two difficult outcomes, two different outcomes. The first outcome is you get into a good college and you get a good branch. The second outcome is you do not get selected. You probably end up being a medical officer. Is there something wrong with being a medical officer? No. Medical officers are great. They do great work. They do great service. And if you are one of those people who can get satisfaction in those things, you would live a happy life. But we have to be truthful. We have to be honest to ourselves. Close your eyes. Ask yourself, am I happy being a medical officer? Am I happy being posted forever in a peripheral unit? If the answer comes as yes, I would say congratulations. I mean, if you can find satisfaction in life, there's nothing like that. But if the answer comes out to be no, if what your mind tells you is that no, I don't want that, I want to become a specialist, I want to study more, I want to have that MD degree in front of my name. In that case, you have to be honest to yourself, and in that case, you have to work for that dream. Being less ambitious, working accordingly is good. You live a happy life. Being more ambitious, not working accordingly, you live a life full of dissatisfaction. So if you have this ambition, if you want to have that MD or MS in front of your name, then you will have to make sacrifices. This is how life works. And as I just said, both the options are okay. There is nothing wrong with being an MBBS doctor who is working in a peripheral sector or in a peripheral place. It's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you don't accept it, in that case, you will have to work according to your ambitions. What is not acceptable is having some kind of ambition but refusing to change yourself. If you have this ambition, then have the courage to work for that ambition. I often say that in our lives, there should be times which define us. There should be times when we end up surprising ourselves. It's been almost 13-14 years since I appeared for my entrance examination, but that period remains very fresh in my head. It always remains very fresh in my mind because I did something I never even knew I could do. During those 40-45 days when I was preparing for the entrance examination, I would routinely clock 13 hours or 14 hours a day. I was always a good student. I was always very regular with studies, but I never knew I can study for 14 hours a day. But during those 40, 45, 50 days, I did study for 14 hours a day. I was surprised. I was surprised with what I could achieve. And same is true for you, my dear students. Today you feel that this is my limit, this is what I can do. But when you get that motivation, when you get that preoccupation, when you get up in the morning and the thing that comes in your head is NEET PG examination, when you take a break and the thing that comes in your head is NEET PG examination, when you go to bed and the thing that comes in your head is the NEET PG examination, when you get so preoccupied with that goal, things start to change. You start doing things that you never expected from yourself. You suddenly see that you can spend so many more hours with the books and the videos than what you had ever done. There has to be time in life when you end up surprising yourself. And my dear students, this is that time. If not now, then when? If not now, then when? Can the stakes be higher? The answer is probably no. So this is the time when you have to do what the best that you can do is to be done today. It is to be done now. It is to be done in these 3 to 4 months. The equation, my dear students, is very clear. We have got like 120 days. Say, let's 100 to 120 days we have. In these 100 to 120 days, we have to study 9 out of 10 days. Every 10th day, we can take a break. 9 out of 10 days, at least 20 to 12 hours a day. And when I say 10 to 12 hours a day, it means actually studying for 10 to 12 hours a day. Just, keeping a book in front of you or notes in front of you and thinking about something else does not count. This is the equation. If you can achieve this, or if you can provide me with this, then I'll provide you with a good rank. This is the cost for a good rank. Nothing less is going to help you. If you're an intern and if you are fresh with the final year course, the equation becomes slightly better. Even clocking 5 to 6 hours a day might work for you. But if you are a dropper, if you're a post intern and studying only, then this is what needs to be done. You just can't mug your way to the entrance exam day. Mugging is important. In an exam like medical PG entrance, facts are always going to be asked. They would always ask a lot of facts, and those facts can be remembered only by ratification. At the same time, you cannot mug everything up. There has to be some basis, else your mind has got limited capacity. It would get overwhelmed. So concepts are as important as mugging. So we have to bring both things together, right? And that is why it's very important to follow structure. We have to ensure, irrespective of whatever is the situation that you are today in, you have to ensure that you follow a structure, you complete the course, you leave enough time for revision. Your structure should be such that you have a good hold on PYQs, you have a good hold on PYTs, and most importantly, I always say, you have to take your preparation to the last day. Entrance examination is not only about the knowledge part. Entrance examination is as much about how you deal with this difficult time. As we move closer to the examination, students stop studying. It becomes too anxiety provoking, it becomes too overwhelming. A large number of students say कि मुझसे अब नहीं हो पा रहा है, I can no longer do it, and they stop studying. This is where we have to ensure that we are calm enough, we are composed enough, that we persevere. Even when there are difficult days, we persevere, we continue studying, we don't stop. If we have to take a break, we take a break of a couple of hours or a day, but we don't stop studying. If you can take your preparation to the last day, half the battle is won there and then. So this is something that we have to do. We have to take the preparation to the last day. And we are ready to fight along with you. Just before INICET, we started with the Marathon INICET series. We said that every day almost 11 hours of live lectures would happen. We did that for almost 7 to 8 days. We ended up teaching for 80 hours, 81 hours. It's not easier for us either. But if we want to get exceptional results, we'll have to do exceptional things. So structure is important. Taking the preparation to last day is important. And now I'll just talk about the cerebellum schedule. If you are a cerebellum student or if you want to become a cerebellum student, this is what we are going to do. From 14th, we are going to start with our crash course or the revision classes. The whole idea is that we would again cover everything in a structured manner. All the subjects would be covered. Focus would be on the previous year topics, the image-based questions, and the previous year questions. And we are going to follow a very strict schedule because we want to provide a structure to our students. Basically, what we tell our students is just follow what we are telling you and everything will fall in place. So starting from 14th November, we'll have revision classes. We'll start with the GRG class, pharma class, 14th and 15th November. And we will keep on having ENDs. ENDs is basically exam and discussion, basically the test and discussion part. The whole idea is that we continue to strengthen our knowledge with the question taking abilities. Both things have to go hand in hand. Only then we can get good results. So pharma will happen, patho will happen, physio will happen, medicine will happen. GTs will be a part of this. And this time what we have done is BTR by Zainab ma'am. We have integrated both the BTR sessions with the main sessions. So these 4 subjects would be completed. Then Dr. Zainab would take the BTR session for those subjects. Then we'll have the other subjects, surgery, ortho, radio, again BTR. So we are trying to put everything together in a beautiful structure which can be followed by you and which will ensure that you not only complete the course in a proper time, but you are left with enough time for revision. So students, this is how we are going to proceed, and on 1st of Feb, we would finish this cycle. Of course, there are going to be multiple GTs, 4 GTs. And then in the month of February, again, we'll come up with something called as Marathon NEET PG on the same lines as Marathon INICET. Why are we doing all of this? Why are we putting so many efforts? To provide you with a structure. The problem with a lot of students is they start studying, they put efforts, but then those efforts fizzle out. They would study good for 3-4 days, then the motivation goes down and they stop studying. It's important to have a structure, it's important to have somebody to guide you, and it's important to have a group who's in the same boat as you are. And all of this is being done to provide you with that. So students, everything is there. All that you need is the will to study. The will to study, the commitment to the results, the commitment to the hard work, and everything else will happen on its own. So this is my plan for all of you in the next 120 days. If you are a student of Cerebellum Academy, you don't have to do anything. We'll be starting with the classes. If you are not a student of Cerebellum Academy, but if you want to become a part of us, if you want to become a part of this program, go to www.cerebellumacademy.com. Go to plans and join the Mission NEET PG plan. In this Mission NEET PG plan, basically what happens is we do the live lectures and rest everything which is a part of main plan is a part of this too. So we have live lectures, we have BTR, we have main videos, we have rapid revision videos, we have question bank, we have GT, everything which is there in the Cerebellum app is a part of Mission NEET PG program. So join Mission NEET PG program. In the next 8-9 days we'll be starting with it. Till we start with the live classes, you can complete a couple of subjects using the quick revision videos. Or which are basically the rapid revision videos. And then once we start with the live lectures in next 8-9 days, then you can just follow this schedule. The charges for the program are rupees 19,999, but you can use the coupon code cerebellum and you get rupees 1000 off also, right? So guys, I'm hoping that whatever has happened till now, it's past, but we still have a lot of time left, significant time left. There's a great opportunity to crack the examination. We are providing you with a good structure. We are providing with you a lot of support, and together, if we work hard, there's no reason why we won't be able to get a great rank, and that would translate into a great college and a great branch. So let's continue working hard. Let's pushing ourselves harder, and finally, the victory would be ours. God bless you all. Take care.